Now, I can't promise you that this review is not 5 minutes of me saying Lakeith Stanfield is beautiful, because that's a fact, but I'll try to get to this review because I actually really like this movie. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino, and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. I'm excited to dive into a brand new review of the romance film, The Photograph. The Photograph is a new film that stars Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield. That's it. That's all you need to know. Go buy your ticket right now. That's all you need to go see this movie. But no, seriously, I ended up really liking The Photograph. If you guys know me on my channel, romance movies are not usually my thing. I roll my eyes at all the cringy, like, Notebook, 50 Shades kind of stuff. I am not in to just generic romance films, but something about The Photograph really stuck with me. I don't know if it's the poetic dialogue or the way it felt like I was both of these characters at the same time, but something about this film really stuck with me, really won me over. It is just such a beautiful story of two beautiful people falling in love. Now, it's not just a, like, Notebook style thing. I thought it was going to be so cliched and generic, but this movie avoids a lot of cliches by having such a real vibe to it. You know these characters, you know the situation, and that's what makes this so much more powerful and so much more engaging to me. Now, this is the part of my review where I'm going to talk about how beautiful Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield are, because oh my goodness, I loved these two. I can see these two as romantic interest in a love movie forever. Like, cast them in so many rom-coms, so many romance films, because they're so good. The way Lakeith plays so much on his face, you see what he's thinking and what he is feeling. Oh my god, he is such a good actor, does so good in this movie. I love him in weird roles like Knives Out, Get Out, or even the Death Note remake. I thought he was so layered and so fun, but to see him scale it all back here and play such a real human that we all know, it's amazing. It's only proving he's one of the best actors in the game right now. But Issa Rae, oh my goodness, if you know her from Insecure, you know she's good at these kind of romance plots with all the drama and all that. But seeing her here, she felt like a leading lady movie star. The way she looked, the way she handled herself on screen, I got everything I needed from her. They also play really great characters. Issa Rae's character, May, I really enjoyed. I found a lot of myself in her character. I found a lot of myself in the character of her mother as well. It's just so interesting to see characters that feel so authentic, that feel like we know them. I would call up my, like, their best friends. I would call them up and be like, oh my god, let's talk about this situation. I've been there. I have been, like, in these moments. I really enjoyed that both actors really brought that out of this performance. It's not just them, like Chelsea Peretti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, she does great. Like, Courtney B, Vance is amazing. Lil Rel Howery from Get Out as well, so good. This cast is amazing. The acting is amazing. Something we usually don't feel in romance movies. We're usually like, that was generic. Not this movie. They have powerful acting with powerful actors. Now, I will say the script does have some issues. There's not a clear-cut, like, first, second, and third act, since there's not the typical tropes you see one. There's not that, like, big epic breakup in the middle where they're gonna have to run back and get together in the third act. That's not really here. There's not that one, like, person to make a love triangle here as well. So when you're skipping a lot of those tropes, it's hard to, like, kind of recognize how the movie's gonna flow. So I did find it to be a little slow at times, maybe paced a little, like I said, a little slow. It could have just been quickened up, maybe cut out 20 minutes or 10 minutes, or maybe just trim up some scenes. But other than that, I really enjoyed the actual script, the dialogue. It felt like poetry. The way words came out of mouths, the way they had impact, a lot of the messages here, I was like, wow, I feel everything. There's so many good lines, and there's actually just honest, real lines. That there's a date that they're having, and they're just talking about music. Oh, I don't really like Kanye anymore. Well, Kendrick's great, but he's too real. Drake, ugh, Drake. I love that. That's stuff that we talk about on dates. We try to relate to music. We try to relate to pop culture. That real moment really sold me, and I just loved the overall message of the film. I got two love stories for the price of one. We have the story of May's mother in the 80s, and then we have the present day story. so good, so interesting. I just love what this movie tried to do with its script because it really surprised me. I expected cliche after cliche after cliche, but that's not here, and it's so awesome. I really love the conversation about music in this movie, but I also love the music in this movie. There's so much jazz. There's so many 80s R&B bops. Oh my god, I didn't think I would hear Al Green in a movie in 2020, but I did, and it was so good. I just love the jazz, the soul vibe to this. I love them just going to New Orleans where that music was there practically. I loved hearing the songs on the radio that just made it feel all so real. This movie was like music to my ears. It's just so refreshing. I don't want to say it was boring, but I just got like relaxed at times because the music was just flowing and I'm like, this smooth jazz, like, yes, I loved it. There's especially a love scene, and the song during the love scene was hot. Like, the song was hot, the scene was hot. I was just into that moment so much. This movie does a really good job of making it feel so complete. From the script, from the music, it just feels like a fleshed out thing. It actually feels very personal. I would love to know if the director and the writers had any attachment to this kind of story, because it just felt so authentic and so real. That music was a big part of making it feel so organic. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of The Photograph, a film I really liked a lot. It's not perfect, it's not the best romance movie I've ever seen, but I would like to see more from Will Packer Productions. They do such a good job with these all-black cast and just telling great stories we don't often see. I cannot wait to talk about this with you guys in the comments down below, so make sure you guys share your thoughts. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about The Photograph and how beautiful Lakeith Stanfield is down below.